right. Good Friday to all of you who have time blocked your calendar, right? By the way, that's a joke. I know you didn't time block your calendar just to show up for our Real Living in Bridgeport podcast series episode today. But as always, however you're tuning into today's episode, whether you're watching this as a live stream on social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, or my YouTube channel, you are very welcome. And by the way, just a reminder for those of you who are watching this or getting it on demand as a video, you are absolutely free to make comments. I am only going to ask that you keep your comments on the nice side. Don't get too mean, okay? But you're absolutely welcome to drop in your comments and questions as well. We'll certainly take all of that in stride and respond to you. Maybe even highlight some of you, call you out in the next and downstream episodes. So with all of that said today, let me bring in my co-host, Warren. Warren, like me, typical summer. We're in casual clothes. My guess is because we're trying to enjoy our summer, and also we're probably both working as well. So here goes. Let's bring Warren into the conversation. Hello, Warren.
Hi, Bill. Hi, everyone.
So as you heard me say, I said, hey, both Warren and I are in casual clothes. I mean, we're not like too casual, right? We're not like in a holy t-shirt or anything like that. Right?
No.
Yeah. However, hey, it's the second half of summer here in Chicago, so might as well enjoy it today.
Right, correct.
Yeah.
And weather's nice out too.
Absolutely. Can you believe this wonderful weather we've been getting? It's amazing.
It's definitely been great.
Yeah. Now, if I understand correctly, your kiddos are back in school, so they're back to their own routine, or yes or no?
Not yet. Next week they'll be starting school.
Okay. All right. So they're still kind of needing your attention here and there. I get you.
Pretty much.
All right. So for the benefit of our audience members, consistent listeners or watchers, however you consume this information, this content, which is what I call a very casual conversation between my friend, real estate broker extraordinaire, Warren, and myself. Let's lead off as we always do. Warren, catch me up on this. What is your business doing right now? I'm guessing. I'm going to take a guess. I'm going to take a guess that your business, kind of like mine, following in your wake, all of a sudden your phone is ringing a little bit more.
Correct.
So do tell. Why is it ringing more?
Well, the first thing is, everyone, interest rates are coming down. So a lot of people are either like entering the market or refinancing. So if you're into either or of these, you should definitely talk to Bill, because rates are coming down. If you got a home last year or the year before with like 7 or 8% interest rates, you should definitely talk to Bill to lower it. And then inventory wise, for the housing market, it's currently increasing because the rates are coming down. More people are like willing to sell because of the lower interest rate, and it's easier for them to sell now because more people have the buying power.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. And as you just touched upon, Warren, interest rates have this emotional effect where it can freeze some people from making the right decision toward the next step, and for others it can fuel how quickly they need to get to the next step. So with Warren just dropping the very obvious, and that is, hey, did you know the cost of borrowing money is going to get a little cheaper? And by the way, it's not just mortgage rates. If you are if you use credit, right? If you use revolving credit, that also will, as time goes forward, cost you a little bit less. So keep that in mind, everyone. Now, back to the business at hand. So you are getting more calls from sellers and buyers, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I see that too, Warren. I see that too. Can I share this with you? Within the past 7 days, I think I've probably taken more calls from my past clients reaching out to me. And here is the mic drop, everyone. Listen in, listen in. They've called not to ask about, hey, Bill, I hear interest rates are going to improve, and then fill in the blank. You know what I'm hearing when I take that call from them? That is, they share with me, update me on their next life event. And their next life event, I'll leave that for your own imagination. Their next life event then leads to the conversation of real estate, either selling something, buying something, holding something to rent out, or Bill, we've had this home improvement project, kind of a big one that we've been sitting on for a while because we've been waiting for the right moment to do it. Bada bing, bada boom. The time is now to do it. Right?
Right.
Yeah. By the way, I'm going to share with you my personal story. We had to endure the start of a home improvement project ourselves, and it was not planned. Can I tell you what happened to me within the past week?
Of course.
I had to drop some mucho dinero on buying a new refrigerator.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So here's the ugly truth. The refrigerator we had was literally on its last leg. It was starting to do funny stuff. It was starting to show funny noises. So, audience members, here's what I'm about to tell you, because this is what my plumber, one of my many service providers, told me. And that was, Bill, whenever you hear funny noises with your refrigerator and things aren't working the way you think they should, it's very likely the compressor, the main component in a refrigerator to keep things cool, frozen, it's going to go. It's just a matter of time. And so, Warren, my wife, who's much smarter than I am, she literally said, honey, why wait until the day when the refrigerator croaks? Let's buy a new one now. So that's exactly what we did. We ran up to ABT. So a shout out to ABT Electronics. Love that place. It's dangerous though. You can spend way too much money. Okay. For those of you that do spend way too much money, hey, good for you. You're keeping the economy going. My hats off to you. So we had to spend some big bucks that way. So that's the first of our home improvement project.
That's pretty nice. I mean, you get to have a new fridge.
Yeah. So thank God we did it in the way we did it, because as my wife said, honey, we don't want to wait to the day when it dies. And then we have all this new food that we packed the refrigerator with. And because when it dies, then we're scrambling with, OMG, we have to throw some stuff out, or we got to move all of that stuff into like ice chests. I mean, that's a nightmare.
Right. Not just that, but like if it breaks down, especially in the wintertime, it's even worse.
It's even worse. It's even worse. So life has a way, right? The lesson I'm sharing, I learned myself, reminded myself, life has a way of, how do I say this? Motivating you to make a decision to do something. It's not always planned. So guess what, everyone? Tying this back tying this back into the business that Warren and I are in, the selling and buying real estate, you can plan it perfectly, but people, hear me out. Sometimes you just got to do it.
Definitely.
Yep. All right. So back to the business at hand. I know this past week, you of your peers have had to maybe kind of shift, your best practices as a real estate broker professional because as I learned, you guys have this thing called a buyer agency agreement, right?
Correct.
So how are you doing kind of having your conversations with your buyers about buyer agency agreement?
I mean, pretty much same as before. You just have to be upfront and disclose everything
Right.
before working with them. I mean, it's not much change to me in general because I've always been explaining to my clients and having them sign either a exclusive buyer's
Right.
broker agency or a non-exclusive buyer's broker agency. Right
Right.
now, it's just that it's just more transparent and also a little bit more paperwork than before.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, Warren, the business that we're in, it's really not, by the way, maybe you agree, I hope. It's really not that of selling or buying real estate on your side of the business. On my side, it's, bringing the truckload of money to close the deal. By the way, that's a joke. We don't bring a truckload of money. We wire the money, people. You know that. All right. So, so what I'm saying here is, you know what it is? The business that we're in is helping people get to the next step in their life events. Real estate is simply a part of that process, right?
Right.
Yeah. So having said that, just like you, Warren, I think it's so very important to have those like one-on-one conversation with clients, explain to them. Sometimes it takes, 2 or 3 times to explain the same point in different ways.
Correct.
Right? People hear you, but then they ask questions and then they come back and say, hey, repeat that again, or well, how would this work? Right? All of those what ifs. So all of that being said, one thing I know is I'm going to put myself in the shoe of your buyer client. I am going to buy real estate with you, Warren. Okay.
Okay.
And you have just put that buyer agency agreement in front of me, which is this document here. And one of the things I know you do well, like you do with all of your clients, is you're going to explain to me, Bill, I'm representing you exclusively. Let's keep it that way. I like exclusivity. I like exclusivity, Warren. Okay. And then you explain to me, Bill, there's multiple ways as to how my services that you're going to benefit from will get compensated. And you explain to me the many different ways, right?
Right.
All right. The one thing that I think a certain segment of buyers might have some concerns about. So back to my role play, maybe I have the concern after reading that agency agreement and I'm signing it because I trust you. You've explained it to me. And then internally, I have the concern of, OMG, I like Warren. I like his services. I see the value and the benefit of it. And then my concern is, I don't want to shortchange Warren. And then you just explain to me, well, Bill, because there's different ways that I get compensated. At the end of the day, you say this in your way, which is, I need to be made whole. Right? Come on.
Yes, correct.
All right. All right. And then I'm nodding my head. Of course, buddy. I know you need to be made whole. But my concern is, I kind of like 123 Main Street, and then you tell me afterwards, after we tour it, just so you know, the seller is only compensating me X%. Therefore, I'm not being made whole. And my concern now is, OMG, how am I going to find a way to make up that difference? Right?
Right.
Okay. So for all of you watching us today, I'm going to jump out of my role play now, put back on my mortgage professional hat. And here is what I'm about to tell you. I have a solution for you, buyer, for when you may have to compensate your broker to make him whole, to make Warren woo-ho, given the red carpet treatment that he's giving you. So don't be concerned. And if you're not getting the information you deserve from your mortgage professional and from your chosen real estate broker, it's never too late, people. It's never too late to simply apply the brakes and then reach out to us. And toward the end of today's episode, we'll share with you how quickly, how easily you can reach out to us. So that's now our catch-up conversation on what's changed on your side of the business. Let's now talk about why your phone is ringing so much. So I know you shared with me, Warren, recently you have picked up this new listing, correct?
Correct.
Let's bring this up. Let's bring this up, people. This is your, first-time home buyer, maybe a first home, maybe it's not a first home, maybe someone's downsizing to this, but this is a home in or near the Bridgeport area of Chicago area, correct?
Correct.
So as I'm looking at this, I mean, it's a great first home for someone. It's a great next or forever home for someone downsizing. It looks like to me it doesn't require any renovation. Am I correct?
Well, it depends how you want to look at it. The kitchen is a little bit dated. I mean, but it's functional. So if you don't mind how the kitchen looks, it's definitely move-in ready.
Yeah.
And then there's also like a lot of upside potential because the attic's unfinished.
Okay.
And then you have a partially finished basement.
I see. Yeah, I'm flipping through the pictures right now. I see your point. So with that said, let's use this property that you are selling for your seller, and let's touch upon what I call sometimes a hidden solution. And that is for some of you out there who may know someone that's interested in this property. And as you can see from the pictures, right? Maybe it's not dressed up as modern as you would like it. Maybe you want to do your thing to the property. As part of that, Warren, you know this already. So let's just remind our audience members. There is a solution, people, for you to buy the property as you see it at the great price point that you see. And if you need to put your fingerprint, your designer touches on it, you can actually, in one loan, buy the property as is, and then use the additional remaining dollars to do the design touches on it, whether it be just cosmetic and or if you need to do some major mechanical upgrades or replacement. Isn't that a value? Don't you think that's a value right now?
Definitely.
Yeah. Because what's that cliche? I know. What's that cliche in real estate? Buy based on location. Right?
Right, correct.
Right. And for you and me, Asians in Chicago, hey, let's call it like it is. There's no better place than to own and live in Bridgeport.
Correct.
We get access to all of the Asian culture, the Asian food, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
So as we wrap up today's episode of Real Living in Bridgeport, back to what I hinted and mentioned earlier, if you feel like you're an active buyer in the market, you're a little bit concerned about, this agency agreement that you've heard about and you haven't really committed to signing that with someone yet, and you feel like I need the right team of service providers to help me, it's really simple. If you wish to engage us in a conversation, all you need to do is simply scan the QR codes right there for Warren. And then if you need financing, whether it's your straightforward traditional loan or a little bit more of an exotic purchase and renovation loan, scan the QR code that you see next to me. Both Warren and I would be glad to start our conversation with you to discuss exactly how we help you. And along the way, I know this, we are both so transparent of how we get compensated, what clients should expect, and of course, how quickly and efficiently we can get our clients from point A to point B, right?
Correct.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. All right, so wrapping up, Warren, what do you have on tap for this weekend?
Showings for my listings and also showings for my buyers.
There you go. And I think this wonderful weather will continue for us. So guess what? You don't have to bring an umbrella. That much I know.
Right. Enjoy the weather while showing houses.
Yep, same here, same here. So I'm going to tell you what I'm not doing this weekend. I'm not running back up to ABT because I'm not going to drop more bucks on something else. So audience members, that's it for today. Today's episode of Real Living in Bridgeport. Warren and I will see you in 2 weeks out. And like I said, regardless of how you are getting our content, don't be shy, don't be bashful. Feel free to drop your comments. We welcome your comments. Try to keep it nice. Try to keep it clean. And we will absolutely respond back to you. So that's it for now. Warren, good luck with your sellers and buyers this weekend.
Thank you. Have a nice weekend, Bill.
All right.
Have a nice weekend, everyone.